Hey yo, it's your boy Ancient Albatross here again with the Cypher Unlimited crew of Spiggs 18. Just as a quick reminder though, before we get diving into things, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us here on Twitch, subscribe to us over on YouTube. It is a great help for our channel and we really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. But without further ado, Anthony, what are we doing here tonight?
Well, for the most part, we're going to talk about Numenera Day, talk about our week, talk about what we want for the new year. We didn't really get a chance to chat about that. Talk to the chat about whatever the hell is going on in their lives, and yeah, we just want to have a quick little fun conversation. If there's any topics that come up, we ramble, so we'll find something to talk about. But mostly Numenera Day.
Yep, definitely incoming later in this month. It's on the 29th. It's going to get started. But yeah, we got a good lineup of games to be played. But let's run down all the details for anyone who's not aware. We'll just go over the basics of the day, and yeah. So Numenera Day, that is incoming. That is going to be January 29th. It'll take place from 2 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, we're going to be speaking in Eastern Time for this. There are going to be 3 shifts of games. First shift will be 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Second shift will be 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and the third shift will be 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Eastern. And there will be about 5 games per shift. Hopefully, if we get enough GMs.
Yep. and if you're wondering why the odd overlapping times is because when we sat down and talked to MCG about actually doing this, they expressed the interest and a desire to have a Euro-friendly time shift. And we actually took the suggestion from Kate and used. So that's why the first shift is 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, because it's a shift that people in the European time zones will be able to participate in, which we're all for. So that's awesome.
Yep. I think we already have a couple of people signed up to run in those spots, which is nice. And where is this happening? Because some people have asked. It's all happening on the Cypher Unlimited Discord. We're going to have voice channels, and GMs that sign up to run games can use any, virtual tabletops they want. Or they could just play it straight on Discord. We have people who do that too, because we have a dice bot on the server, and then the voice chats also have a whiteboard app if you need to write something or draw something for your table. So very easy to keep it just on Discord if that's what you want.
And also, since MCG has provided all our GMs with the packet, the assets, the pre-gens, if I know Al prefers to use Owlbear Rodeo, but somebody like me or Ofart like me would prefer to use something like Roll20. You'll be able to, since you have all the assets, you'll be able to put it on your VTT of choice. So if you want to have maps, you want to have images, it's easy to, cut and paste that stuff onto your VTT of choice.
Yep, we'll definitely have the game package and pre-gens available. So no worrying about making characters and no worrying about writing your own adventure. There will be 3 available to choose from. But before we dive into what we're actually running, how do you sign up to be a GM for Numenera Day? And I posted a message about that, the bot message there. And if you're interested in running, all you got to do is join the Cypher Unlimited Discord, check out the announcements channel, which is directly linked with that link, and just follow the instructions. You'll give yourself the Numenera Day GM role by clicking the little Numenera icon on the bottom there, and that'll give you access to the sign up channel where you'll just you'll look through the listings and pick a game that you like and sign up. And to actually do that, each of the game selections have a green check mark on the bottom, and you just click it, and that's it. You click that, and that's your game now. Very easy.
And if anybody participated in any of the CypherCons we've done over the last 4 years, it's very similar to that. You're going to be assigned a room as a GM, and on the day of, you show up to the actual game room, and the players will be inserted by one of the golden ones, or either me or Al, into the game room, and then once you have a complete group, you can get the game started. But I think we'll be remiss, and we should have said this in the beginning. Special thank you to MCG for allowing us to do this and to encouraging us to have a Numenera Day. This was actually an idea that me and Kate came up with together, a couple of months ago. The reason why it's only one day and it's this small set amount of games is because we put this together on short notice because of reasons, and you'll probably know the reasons on Numenera Day, but that's why, this is such a short period. So we really need your help, guys. Not only filling out, I think Al, right before we went live, we said we still need 8 GMs.
7.
Or 7.
I counted them up. We have 8 of the 15 available slots already taken for GMs. So 7 more, yes.
So if you want to run a Numenera pre-written adventure, everything is there for you. So it's it's pretty much plug and play. So if you want to run Numenera, please, we really appreciate it if you sign up to run a game. And then we're gonna need players. The players go live on the 21st or the 20th?
So GM signups. So let's clear that first. Those will close on the 20th, on January 20th. So if you're interested in GMing for Numenera Day, definitely get your game chosen before the 20th. And then player signups will start the following day on the 21st. So if you're interested in playing a game, like you're in the audience, you're not interested in GM, but you want to play, just look out for an announcement on the 21st, and it'll basically be the same process. You'll click a reaction to get the Numenera Day player role, and that'll give you access to the channel with the games to pick a seat to play in.
Yep, I'll probably jump in and run or play depending on what the need is. But towards the end of the, I'll know more online on the 20th. If we have all the GMs, I'll try to hop in and play one of the last sessions, just, so I can hop in and play with people. Numenera is a hell of a setting. I love Numenera, so any chance I get to play Numenera, I would happily jump at it. And with New Game Master Month, if you are a new Game Master and want to run a Numenera and Numenera Day, we could definitely help you out on that category as well. So, contact either me or Al, and we could definitely coach you through it if that's something you really want to, attempt.
Yep, definitely nice and easy to jump in and get started. And again, especially with this is a perfect segue into the next part of this, is we're getting adventure packets and pre-gen. So if you're, you don't feel comfortable running your own adventures, making your own characters, it's all here and available for you. But go ahead.
I was going to say, like all our other conventions, even though this is a one-day event, we will have a coupon raffle, and all you have to do in order to receive the coupon is join the Numenera Day room. You don't have to be a player to get this coupon, but we will have a coupon for MCG, and I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% positive, I will get 1 or 2 items to raffle as well. I just haven't hounded Kate or Charles long enough, but I'll do that as well. We'll get 1 or 2. I want to raffle the Discovery and Destiny box sets, the old ones, because, guys, those are going to be collector's items in the long run. So if you could win the Discovery and Destiny box set, that would be hella cool in my opinion.
No, that would definitely be a good one, and hopefully MCG can come through and give us some nice stuff to give away, 1 or 2 things, because again, it is a one-day thing. Yeah, they generally do. Yeah. So, fingers crossed they give us some cool stuff, but nothing has been confirmed on that yet.
Yeah, but like I said, I haven't hounded them long enough. Usually, I'll hound them till they relent, and then you go, "Shut up, Anthony, and take this stuff." That's usually how it happens. So I just haven't put the effort in it on the hounding. So I'm pretty sure I can get something to raffle off.
Yeah. And then the last part about this is we can go over the games that are actually being offered from Montico Games, the packets they gave us. And so we have, and again, if you're signing up to GM, each of the game listings has this blurb. Like, you don't have to have watched this to see the blurb. You can just go read it yourself. But the 3 games, and they provided us with 3 adventure packets, and again, including the pre-gens. And the 3 adventures are Shards of the Looking Glass, Bake Me Another Body, and The Crawling. And yeah, we're going to go over the synopsis and see what they're about. And I'll get things started with the Shards of the Looking Glass. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've run 2 of these adventures?
Yeah, I've ran I ran Shards of the Looking Glass at Gen Con, and I ran the crawling at GamehoCon. I have never played or run Bake Me Another Body, but I know Dean ran it, and Dean said it was hella cool at one convention. I forgot what convention it was, but I know Dean ran Bake Me Another Body. But I ran 2 out of the 3.
And you can give some commentary after we read a little synopsis. But yeah, let's start with Shards of the Looking Glass. And the little synopsis for that one is: as the PCs bring a gift for the Eon priest living in Aldea, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, called Tavril, the area around the village is plagued by hostile creatures resembling dead people. It turns out these are duplicates of dead people, copied and animated by a damaged Numenera structure. The problem grows worse as the Numenera starts to duplicate living villagers, each filled with animosity toward their original counterparts. Can the PCs discover the cause and correct the problem before Aldea is torn apart by infighting? That sounds intense.
Yeah, Shards of the Looking Glass is hella fun. And you know what I loved about Shards is that depending on the group, it could be extremely combat heavy or it could be extremely roleplay heavy. And I remember, because this was a while ago, I think this is probably the oldest of the 3 adventures they shared with us. I think when I ran it at Gen Con, I had 2 different groups. I had one group that did everything was combat, and I had one group that RP'd everything. So, but this adventure is designed to give you the option to run it both ways.
I dig that. I definitely love when you have the option to, choose how to approach the problem. And this definitely sounds like an interesting problem.
Dean, you said I'll probably run it again on Numenera Day. We'll allow others first, but we only have one more day left before. Oh no, actually no, we don't. We have
5 more days for GM signups.
Yeah.
Did you want to read Bake Me Another Body, or did you want me to read that one?
I'll read Bake Me Another Body. This is the one I didn't play. I said, Bake Me Another Body. The PCs are exploring a pyramid-shaped ruin when they ran into a hostile, powerful master of the prior world's gadgets and magic, a nano named Gulp, who was already looting the site. Gulp killed the PCs, but 2 of Gulp's prisoners were able to remotely activate Numenera within the site that created new bodies for the PCs. This sounds hella cool already. In effect, resurrecting them. However, the flesh baking and mind transference process is flawed, and the PCs have suffered some memory loss as they appear in their new bodies. So they initially aren't sure what's going on.
That does sound crazy.
Why the hell didn't I run this? Because I know I was at the convention that they were running this. And I have no clue why I didn't run this, because this definitely sounds up my alley.
I mean, you have the chance to run it for Numenera Day now.
Yeah.
If you're really interested.
But that means I got to read it.
Oh, but that does sound crazy, though. I enjoy that. And there's a trigger warning. I guess I should have put it in the thing. Because, again, it's kind of spelled out here. It's kind of implied. You'll be dying a bunch. I think it seems like, from the little bit I read of it, they'll be throwing themselves at a problem and then potentially dying and then coming back again and then rinse and repeat until they get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds bad.
So that could definitely be interesting.
Dean, you know who wrote Bake Me Another Body?
I could look that up right now. I think that was Monty, but I could be wrong. Let me see.
Oh, Sean.
Oh, Sean? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that definitely sounds like a Sean game. Sean K. Reynolds wrote it. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't run this. I might want to play this.
He said there was 12 deaths in one game. That's fun. Alright, and then the last one here, the third game that they're offering, is The Crawling. And I'll read the synopsis. A mysterious complex from the prior worlds, mostly concealed by the passage of time, holds secrets and treasure, but also a terrifying, relentless danger. The PCs are a group of companions from a small, isolated village called Neandran. Hopefully, I'm not butchering that. Neandran lies within the Glimmering Valley, a large forested, temperate valley with very steep walls. The PCs have never left the valley and have only rarely left Neandran. The woods are dangerous. However, some of the older, more experienced people in the village have asked the most capable and skilled of the younger folks in the village, the PCs, if they would investigate some of the various ancient ruins that can be found in the valley. So that sounds like a ruin crawl.
Yeah, a dungeon crawl.
You've done this one, right? So
yeah, I actually ran this like 4 or 5 times. There was I ran this.
Oh. Did Anthony cut off?
At a GameoCon.
Anthony, you are cutting off? Yeah, you were cutting off for a second. You should be. Hello? Can you speak?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
All right, I said I ran the crawling like 4 or 5 times at a GameoCon because I usually pick 1 or 2 adventures and I just run those consistently for the convention. And the crawling was one that I signed up to run it like 3 times, and then I did 2 emergency GM, shifts of the crawling. So that GameoCon, I wound up running this like 5 times. For those people that say that Cypher can't handle a dungeon crawl, I call BS because the crawling is a pseudo dungeon crawl game and it's fantastic. I had a great time running this. I remember Shar. For those that don't know, Shaw is one of our golden ones. Her family was at GameoCon. Her sister, her nephew, and they all played in it, and we had a great time. So yeah, the crawling was mad fun.
I definitely got to read that one because I'm definitely interested in how Montica Games structured like that dungeon crawl aspect. And especially with their mega dungeon thingy coming up, like it'll give me maybe like a little preview on how that might look. So yeah, I definitely should. I know I'm not one to read pre-made adventures, but that one I might actually go ahead and read because I'm curious at how they structure it for the reader, like the GM reader. Yeah. So yeah, I'm curious. It definitely sounds cool. Because a lot of people do seem like they don't think Cypher / Numenera can handle a dungeon crawl, and it's nice to see that one of these 3 is that.
All right, so if we don't get enough GMs, I think I'll run Shards of the Looking Glass. If we don't get enough players, I definitely want to play and Bake Me Another Body. So those are my 2. The crawling is awesome, but like I said, I ran that thing like 5 times. So I would either want to run Shards and want to play Bake Me Another Body. How about you? What interests you the most?
Well, if I was going to play a game, and again, I'll be straight up, I'm probably not going to play or run anything on the day because, I'll be monitoring and handling all the backside stuff. But if I were to play in a game, it'd probably be the crawling. And if I were to run a game, it'd probably be Bake Me Another Body because I enjoy that meat funnel style of game. And I don't know if it is that, but that's how I'm imagining it. And I enjoy that sort of game, so I'd probably run that one.
But you see, I think the 3 adventures they actually gave us to run for Numenera Con shows you the scope and what you can do with Numenera, because all 3 of these, even though they end within the Numenera setting, are 3 vastly different styles of games. So I appreciate that they gave us a variety of Numenera games, but they all seem different in certain ways.
Yep. It's and again, it's awesome because it really, again, we say this a lot. It highlights the strength of, I'm going to say Cypher System, but Numenera, in that you can do anything. And the way that Numenera sprung into Cypher System is that in this 9th world, anything can happen. Like, it's such a weird and wacky setting that literally anything can happen. So it's nice to see that we have 3, and again, they're in the same world, but they're very different kind of adventures. So yeah, it's again a nice highlight to the versatility and the strength of the system / setting.
Yeah, absolutely. So, chat. What out of these three, what piques your interest the most? What would you want to run, and what would you want to play? And you definitely have the opportunity to partake in this on the 29th. Oh, and I guess we should talk about this as well, because this has come up a lot on the server, right? Why Thursday the 29th?
Yes, I can, I detailed it on the server when someone asked, because someone was like, "Oh, that's a Thursday, I can't do it, I work, blah blah," blah. And we chose, or we went with the 29th, because it's a day that ends in 9, and ninth world, Numenera Day. It just all ties into itself. And Montica Games had that idea, and it also ties into, another tie-in to that theming thing is the amount of games at max, hopefully we can reach, which is 15. And I believe that's the amount of days on the Numenera calendar is 15? Something like that, or there's 15 months in the year, something along those lines. So yeah, the 15 tables, if we get them all filled, that's a Numenera tie-in on the calendar in some way. And then the 29th, 9, the ninth world. It's all themed,
And it also might coincide with something close to what's happening. So, because ideally, if we're being honest, we didn't have much time to put this together. So in a perfect world, I wouldn't want to push it further back. But I was told that probably isn't the best option, the best route to go. So, we decided to, just go with it and say, okay, let's try to make it happen. That's why we really need your help, guys. We really need you to fill these slots up, and one of the reasons why, I can badger them constantly for giveaways and for discount coupons and for all the other great stuff they give us is because we do events like this that highlights, not only MCG, but it does great events for people, people in our community that they can enjoy and have fun and create memories with other members of the server, right? So if we can't deliver, eventually we're not going to get the free stuff and the giveaways if we're not delivering on our events. So, and the only way we can do that is with your guys' help. I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but I'm kind of begging.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that briefly, the events don't really. Again, we organize these for the community, and it really helps us when the community helps us help you. I think that's the term. Help me help you. So the more we get volunteer GMs, the more we can have events like this and more consistently throughout the year. And it sucks that we had such little time for this, but as Anthony is alluding to, we can't be more specific, but there's a reason for it. We can't be more specific than that, but there's a reason it's happening so soon. But hopefully in the future, when we have these one-day type things, we'll have much more lead-in time to them.
And also, just for full transparency, this isn't an officially sponsored, as in a monetary sponsored event by MCG. So this is all done, on volunteer work. So the setup, the GMing, the onboarding process, all the advertisements, no one's getting paid for this. We just do this for the community because we love the community. When it is a sponsored event, like last year's CypherCon, we say that up front. But for this isn't the case. I mean, we are getting free stuff to give away, but, me and Al are not making anything monetary on neither are any of the golden ones. This is just something that we like to do for the community.
Indeed. What is the next thing we're going to talk about here?
All right, so you mentioned the Mega Dungeon. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because we haven't done a video about that. I figure we'll just talk about that since we are talking about MCG news.
Yeah, so
you want to pull that up?
I don't know the super specifics. You can pull it up while I introduce the concept, the topic. So there's a a backer kit campaign coming out. I don't know when it is. It's sometime this year. Anthony
It's
can.
called Jewel in the Sky,
Yeah,
and
it is. It's a mega.
yeah,
It's a mega dungeon campaign, but what you call it? It's not just Monte Cook Games. It is a collaboration
yeah,
event akin to what was the other one they did, like Game Master Month is a bunch of different companies, and
yeah, yeah,
Moonbeam was a bunch of different companies.
yeah,
So it's that sort of thing where like each company is doing their own thing for the mega dungeon. I don't know if they're all going to be combined in some way.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, you
April,
because you haven't
April,
pulled up yet.
yeah, yeah. I pulled up April, just like how February is New Game Master Month, and I believe these are. This looks like the same sort of companies, but April is going to be Mega Dungeon Month on BackerKit. So Monica Games, Goodman Games, Cobalt Press, Troll Lord Games, Ghostfire Gaming's, Loki Battle Mats, Rowan Rook and Descard, and a couple other TTRPG creators, which they don't mention, are cross collaborating a funding event that would do a bunch of Mega Dungeon campaigns. And the Monty Cook game one, the Cypher version, is called The Jewel in the Sky. And they're advertising that it'll have over 100 encounters, 2 ways to play, 1 astonishing twist.
I'm definitely excited to see how they like format it and like what's it going to be like, because again we were just talking about the crawling, and dungeon crawls is again one of the critical areas of Cypher system as far as the audience is concerned. I've definitely seen like, hey, how do we even do a dungeon crawl within Cypher system? So yeah, it's nice to see that they're doing a mega dungeon. Like, hey, we're not just going to do a crawl; we're going to do a mega crawl.
And let's not forget, guys, that, Monty Cook, Sean, and Bruce, all 3 of them are not strangers to doing mega dungeons. They worked on the Return of Elemental Evil. Cholas had a ton of dungeons in it. So, I'm pretty sure that they're going to, do something really spectacular.
Yeah, and again, I don't know much of that history, like that dungeon you just mentioned or whatever. I just know that the MCG crew writes hits, and this dungeon is probably going to be another hit. And again, it's nice for those people who don't really, they struggle to see how they would run a dungeon in Cypher system. So yeah, I'm excited to see what it's like.
I have a dumb question. I wonder if they're gonna, because this is all. I'm assuming that this is, since it's on backer kit. Are they gonna be separate backer kits for all these companies, or all these mega dungeons are in one backer kit?
No, if it's anything, because it's a collab, right? The last time it was a collab, they all had their own individual ones, and with their own funding goals and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be like that, but who knows?
It would be cool, like say if Goodman Games, Cobalt Press, like if there was a way to connect all these mega dungeons after they're done.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. But yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be separate, but it would be nice to see, like, even if they're not connected, like someone do a write-up on how to connect them.
Yeah, that would be a huge ask, though.
Yeah.
But that would be. Oh yeah, and Dean said that they're accepting writings for creators to build dungeons within their mega dungeon. That's actually cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that offer, but that's neat. If they're getting creators to build dungeons for the mega dungeon, that's neat.
Yeah, because that was like a big trend last year. A bunch of companies were doing the one-page dungeon competitions. I wonder if it's something like that. Dean said his is called Vault of the Seven. If I know Dean, his one-page dungeon is 16 pages.
Bruh. Oh man. But I think Red River sounds like he's on the right path. Like what I was saying is, you can connect multiple projects and offer incentives to back connected projects. Like if you back 2 of the 4 or whatever, or 3 of the 4, whatever it is. Yeah, that might be cool.
Yeah. Another thing too is we still haven't gotten around to doing a walkthrough of the important parts of the Cypher system, revised Cypher system. I don't know what we call it in the new Cypher, right? Playtest document. That's because I want to actually break it down into sections, and I'll probably do separate streams for each individual section. We were talking about that earlier. We'll probably start working on that after Numenera Day. But yeah, we'll definitely do a couple of streams on breaking down the Cypher playtest doc. Also, too, Charles and the CEO of Monica Games and Tammy Ryan and Liv and Rowan, the beautiful kids, came to visit me in New York City this week. That was awesome. I got a chance to show them my job, and then afterwards we went out to dinner. It was fantastic. I was badgering them, Charles and Tammy, for secrets, but they were tight-lipped. They didn't tell me anything, but it wasn't from lack of trying.
Yeah, I saw the server. You posted a picture of them in the helicopter or something.
Yeah.
The Intrepid is a cool place. The Intrepid is mad.
Yeah. So that was hella cool. I got to hang out with them, and it's been a while. Like, neither one of us did the convention circuit last year. So I actually hadn't seen Tammy and Charles or Liv and Rowan in person in, almost a year, maybe a year and a half. So it was great to see them in person.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while.
And they were actually traveling through New York, which gave them the opportunity to see me because they were going to Philadelphia for Page, which is actually going on this week right now in Philadelphia. And a couple people on the CU said that we're running Numenera games and running Cypher games at Page. So if you're there, tell people what's up. Hi from the CU.
Yep, definitely say some hellos. And if you're watching from Page, hello. If you're in Philadelphia, like, hi. Thank you for tuning in while you're at the convention. We definitely didn't make it to many or any conventions last year. Hopefully that'll change. I definitely been struggling to the TLDR struggling. But hopefully that'll change soon.
I didn't even do Comic-Con this year, and I usually don't count that as like the convention circuit, but I usually go every year. I didn't even do Comic-Con this year, which was crazy.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I don't mean to not respond to what you say. Red River is talking about the CS2 document or the Cypher document. I've heard people call it a playtest document, but is it? I've never seen MCG call it that. Was it an advanced copy given so we can stress test it, or was it an advanced copy and they aren't looking to change it? I'm pretty sure they're still actively writing it and editing it and change, because we do have the feedback section on the server and they asked us to put that up. So I'm assuming they want people to play it and then say how they feel about it in the feedback section, and they'll adjust accordingly if they think it matters or whatever. Yeah, but it's definitely still being worked on.
I think it's a hybrid between a playtest and an advanced copy, because one, there was typos in there. So they definitely not printing it with the typos. And two, I think that, and I'm almost 100% positive, Sean said on the show that some of the stuff in that document is subject to change. Either he said it on the show, or he said it on the server, or he said it offline chatting with us. But I know Sean said that at one point in time in the last 2 or 3 weeks, that some of the stuff on there is subject to change.
Yep, it's definitely, like I said, they're still working on it. So it's definitely not set in stone what you see in that document. That's going to change. They're definitely still working on it.
And Caleb says Sean has already confirmed they actually made a few tweaks. So I'm calling it a playtest document, but you're right, they probably did refer to it as something else. But if they're already making tweaks, that's a playtest document to me.
Yep. You can call it whatever it is, but it's definitely, it's a preview of what's to come, because it's going to change.
Yeah, I think the majority of it, the bones for sure, is what it is what we're going to get. But there might be, quite a few minor tweaks.
I agree with that.
And definitely correction on some of the wordings on stuff.
Yes, people have definitely found a lot of typos and places that are like they seem edited wrong, or like they don't like properly explain what's around it or something. I haven't looked at it myself, so I can't say, but I've seen people talk about it.
So what else is up with you, Al? Have you been doing like any desire to run any cipher?
Nope, I have not run anything. I have not been like so. And again, this is strictly personal stuff. Whatever. I'm still adjusting to being on meds for my depression and PTSD. I got on another medication for it that seems to be helping, or I'm taking 2 things now. But on top of all of that, I have been back to work on my book. It's almost fully laid out. I just got to lay out the adventure now, like the one shot that's in it. But everything else is like the rest of it's done. So I would say it's like 90% laid out now. So, oh yeah, that's rolling to completion. Albeit slowly, because again I'm dealing with all this personal stuff. But yeah, it's been actually good though. Good personal stuff, like good struggling. Because again, I'm getting used to this stuff, but it's all been like a positive getting used to stuff. Like it's all these changes and whatnot have been good. I'm just getting used to, I guess, feeling good and quote unquote normal. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome here, and it's always great to, it's always great to take some personal time for yourself. For those that were on the server know, I went dark for 2 weeks where I didn't have any social media access, and it actually kind of recharged my batteries. So, and I never thought that I needed it till I actually did it. You'd be surprised of going 2 weeks without opening Discord, without opening Facebook or any other social media, Blue Sky, X, without looking at that stuff. The hardest thing was actually not looking at YouTube, but it does kind of clear your head.
I'm definitely in that boat where I'm wanting to like disconnect more, especially now on the meds. Like, I find a lot more peace and clarity, if that makes sense, when I'm away from devices. Even though, again, I'm not detoxing on my technology or nothing, but it's nice opening my phone and like reading manga instead of looking at social media, like doom scrolling or whatever. Now instead of doom scrolling, I'm opening my phone and reading manga or playing a game or something. Like it's a nice change.
It was easier for me because we went to Maryland to visit my mother-in-law, for New Year's. So I had that. It was only the first 2 days before we left, but after that it was 12 days. I was in another state, so I wasn't in my normal routine. So it was a lot easier to concentrate on not using social media. But it still was hella cool. And like I said, I didn't think I needed it until I actually did it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, this did kind of refresh my batteries.
I'm about to do the same thing Ken Hup just said. I'm very close to having Discord be the only social media app I have on my phone. And I don't even consider Discord social media because I'm from the AOL days of AOL Instant Messenger. So Discord is essentially AIM to me. I never considered that social media. That was just me talking with my friends and like whatever. Yeah. Like AIM is a way to communicate with people. And that's how I think of Discord, quite honestly. It's a way to talk with my friends. But it is social media for sure. Discord is a social media platform for sure.
I will say this though. I had 280 Discord messages or 260, something like that, in the 2 weeks I was gone. Because the only person I told I was doing it, and even I told Al, but I was already 2 days in when I told Al that I was like disconnecting. Like I just sent Al a quick message like, hey, I'm just gonna be off Discord and all social media for a bit.
Yeah, I'm in Maryland. I'm gonna be gone for a while. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
And I had a bunch of messages like, "Hey, dude, you all right? Is everything okay?" And practically everyone on the server but Ken Hup messaged me. So I see where the love is at.
Oh shit. But yeah, that definitely social media break is nice, and I definitely need to be more of that mindset. It's definitely a nice break, like, and with like what Ketup is doing with taking it off his phone, is you could like if you feel the need to check things, just go on your computer. It's more out of the way. Like you have to actively go and do the thing because you got to get to your computer to look at the things. So yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. I'm probably gonna follow suit shortly.
Yeah, yeah. It was actually I didn't think it was gonna have as much of an impact as it did. So I would recommend maybe not 2 weeks, but at least a week. And another thing we could talk about that Dina put in the chat is Sean K. Reynolds is we mentioned in last week's stream, but we returning with our Supers Camp adventure that we ran here 3 years ago,
It was a
and
while.
what was it? Something Rotten in Central Park was the original adventure. I got to play my form of Beast Boy. For those that don't know, it was a Supers adventure that Sean K. Reynolds, who wrote Claim the Sky, who's the lead designer of Claim the Sky, and Monica Games Super Supplement White Book. And we're coming back with the same exact characters. And El Animal was I can honestly say, is one of my favorite characters I've ever played in Cypher.
It was definitely
So
a
I'm
fun game, yeah.
yeah.
But you gotta asterisk caveat that because even though El Animal was a lot of fun to play and you enjoyed it so much, what happened at the end of that story?
I was actually transported. I don't want to totally spoil it for anybody that wants to watch it. Wants to watch the original adventure, because I will suggest that you go to our YouTube channel and watch the original adventure, because the adventure was hella cool. But I was at the end of the adventure, I was transported to a different dimension. So I think Sean mentioned he's going to try to figure out ways to. Yeah, I was basically Beast Boy. Sean has a couple ideas on how to bring me back from the beginning of the adventure. He might go the BFS route. I don't know if you ever seen BFS.
I have.
When a guy dies and it's like BFS's cousin comes back.
It's I think his brother and his like identical twin, and he's like, and he has a different name, and he's like, yo, just call me my brother's nickname, like it's okay.
And he started sleeping with his wife.
Yeah, with the brother's wife. But yeah, so El Animal is gone, and yeah, we gotta deal with that at the beginning of the next one. Oh man, but yeah, and I played. Captain Carrot was my character. It was like a toon Superman, like a bunny version of Superman.
Yeah,
and yeah, that was a lot of fun to play as.
And I also think it's worth mentioning is that we all picked up. We didn't pick our characters. Our characters our characters were picked by the community. And your character was actually based on a superhero, wasn't it?
No. So Captain Carrot was the hero it was based off of. My character was named Boundless Bunny. Dean corrected me there. So someone suggested I make the Captain Carrot character, and I made it as Boundless Bunny.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that was a suggestion, and that's how I ran with it.
Yeah, someone gave me Beast Boy, and I came up with El Animal. But yeah, they essentially, the community, the Discord itself actually told us what superheroes we were going to create, or they might have gave us an option of two. Like each of us had an option of two superheroes to create, and we got to choose between the two. Yep. Yeah, Eric was given the Green Lantern or the Red Lantern, and we created a character for him.
It was definitely a super fun game.
Dean was like a Blade character, I think, right? It was like 3 years ago.
My memory is trash. So, like, I didn't even remember I was Boundless Bunny. So, like, I thought I was just straight up Captain Carrot. No, I was Boundless Bunny. Yeah, my memory is really bad.
Oh no! Oh yeah, his character was based on Ran Al Tor from what's that book series that had the horrible TV show Wheel of Time? That
There
had the
we
horrible,
go.
yeah.
Horrible. I know y'all say it was bad, but I never read it or watched it or nothing. Oh man. But yeah, I'm excited to revisit that world, that game. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
But the better part of this is that we're doing it based on the new rule set. So the characters are all going to be using the new rule system. We're designing it, so it's going to be using the Cypher playtest document is how we creating the character.
Yep.
Speaking of which, we got to start on working that, and we'll definitely doing a video. I know me and Eric were going to do a video recreating all characters on stream, so we'll figure out about when we're going to plan to get that done. So that's going to be hella cool. So I would suggest, and this is sometime in mid-February that this is happening. So I would suggest if you haven't seen the original, it's called Something Rotten in Central Park. It's on our YouTube channel. You can definitely pick it up. It's definitely worth watching. It was a lot of fun.
It was super fun. That was definitely one of the best actual plays we have on the channel, for sure. Sean always is a great GM. Like, whenever he comes and GMs for us, it's always a blast. Like, Sean is an amazing GM. I can't understate that, whatever. He's amazing. Like, that is like Chef's Kiss GM right there.
Speaking of which, I have to get Charles to come on, because Charles was promised to come on and run something for us as well. We haven't gotten Charles to run a game for us on stream, and we need to get Monty to run a game for us on stream.
Yes. I don't think I've been in a game with Monty, but I've been in a game with Charles, and he's a great GM too.
Yeah.
I played in his I'm blanking on the name. Something about a bell. It was like a fantasy-ish game, and it was in 2018. What is it? Or was it? Actually, I think that was at Gamehole. That was Gamehole.
Yeah, I might have played in that game.
Yeah, that was fun. That was super fun. That was a very fun game. He definitely needs to come on and run a game for us, like, actual play style. And he's a great GM. That was a blast.
No, he already committed to it. I think we just never touched base on actually getting a day set.
So you hear that, Charles? We're coming for you.
Also, I think if I had Monty on, like the Numenera or Invisible Sun would be the no-brainer answer. But you know what I would think I would want Monty to run is Magnus Archive.
Ooh, that could be good.
I would love to play a game of Magnus Archives with Monty as the GM. Because I think Invisible Sun would be like the obvious, like, oh, come and run Invisible Sun. But Magnus Archives, I think Monty, one, he wrote Magnus Archives, and two, I don't know, I just think that's a good match. Our personalities playing Magnus Archives and Monty running.
Yeah, if we get to choose what he's running for us, I would definitely, that's my vote too. Magnus Archives, please. Because actually I have not played it yet or run it. So that would be an awesome first Magnus Archives game.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be my game. Speaking of running, I got my second part of High Noon at Midnight this Monday. Coming up Monday, I'm excited. I had a great time the first time we played. It was a lot of fun. I'm really curious. We ended our session, right? Like I know, Al, you probably don't know this, but I kind of used the premise from Dusk to Dawn for, it's a 2, maybe 3-part adventure of High Noon and Midnight that I came up with. And I used the premise of Dusk to Dawn, a deserted, like, Mexican town being like extorted and overrun by vampires. And at the end of the first session, they actually got to meet one of the vampires, and it went totally left. And where we ended the game, they essentially ended with a fight about to happen. But I don't think they know how powerful vampires actually are in Cypher. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really curious to see where the game goes.
Starheart said in chat, "I'm excited and so ready to kill that preacher." I mean, it might not be as easy as you think.
Yeah, and there was like a shitload. I call them prairie dogs, but they basically like vampire thralls. But like I called them prairie dogs. They're like pseudo half vampire, half ghoul type creatures. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Nice. Ooh, I need to get back to running games too. Honestly, I've been getting that itch-ish. You know me, and I'm always transparent about this. I struggle to have the energy to like run games and stuff, but with meds and feeling better and stuff, that feeling's starting to come back, which is nice. So I'm definitely been thinking about stuff, thinking about running stuff.
If you do come out of retirement, what do you want to run? Because now it's been a while since you ran anything, and there's a shitload of I'm not gonna lie, High Noon to Midnight is like, I'm in love with that book. Like,
that is a good question.
I really like that setting, and I'm not usually a setting guy, but I'm usually like take what I want and just come up with my own stories. But I've been really feeling High Noon and Midnight.
No, I'd probably do what you call it? The Entropic Isle. I'll probably run because I haven't really run anyone in it before. I'd probably if I'm getting the energy to run a game, it'd probably be that and actually run some people through it.
Chad is mentioning Gunslinger Knights. Gunslinger Knights is hella cool too. If I ran Gunslinger Knights, I would run it as I'm gonna say another movie you have no idea of, but Death Race 2000. Like I would run like some sort of death race with Gunslinger Knights. I think that would be really cool.
I definitely have not seen that one. But that would be fun. What Starheart said, Gunslinger Knights meets Monster Hunter. I could definitely see doing something like that.
You know what's another setting that I never really got to play was The Origin. I would like to possibly run a game in The Origin. They just have so many good settings. That's the problem when you have a universal system and you have all these settings. There's not enough time in the day to play everything.
Facts. And on top of that, like again, with me, the energy levels, I struggle to have the energy. But then look at all these fantastic, like Magnus Archives, Path of the Planebreaker, Darkest House. Like, I have so many options. Like,
you know what you should run, Al? Tidal Blades.
Yeah, I did enjoy that because I ran that once, and that was kind of a mess. I'm not ashamed to say it. That was during either the first or second CypherCon, and I ran a PvP heavy game. It wasn't advertised as such. I, in my mind, read it like the synopsis kind of read, like implied it was a competition between all the players, but that's not what people expected. So it ended up being kind of a hot mess, but it was still fun. But Tidal Blades is another awesome book. I have that right here, actually. Yeah. The art is amazing. The setting's amazing. The character species are cool. Like, that's a wonderful setting.
Yeah, I haven't got. I read Tidal Blades. I never got a chance to run it.
It's cool.
Because it seems like every time you get a setting book, right, and you read it, unless you're running 2 or 3 times a week, you just can't fit it all in. And I usually like get fascinated with one book, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna run this, and then it like takes up my thought process. Like I went a good 8 months with Stay Alive was all I thought about, right? And then after that was Claim the Sky. And, it's hard to like, okay, I'm going to, switch. And then I went on my fantasy kick where I was only running fantasy,
That's generally how I am. Like, I'll get obsessed with a specific genre or setting or something. Like, for a while there, it was Gods of the Fall. Like, I'll just be in love with, like, that specific book for a long time. And, again, how my energy levels and whatnot are, it's like, I'll spend all that time on that book, and then by the time I'm ready to do the next book, the second book has been out for like 2 or 3 years already.
like Dean wrote in chat, I'm planning to revisit Unmasked, right? That just made me think that we getting new predation and we getting new strains. So when those start coming out, that's all of, especially predation. I'm gonna be knee deep in predation for 4 or 5 months.
Yep, that is exactly how it's gonna go down, especially for me. I love predation. Um, but yeah, that's that very valid point. Like, and when the new stuff comes out that you're looking forward to, it just kind of takes the space of the things you had on the backlog. It's kind of funny.
Another one last topic too that we could talk about, since we mentioned the strange predation, which I'm super excited for both of them though. But what would I saw when I rewatched the video last week, when us talking to Sean, I saw your face when Sean said that Numenera is no longer going to be a standalone product. I should have clipped it and shared it here. So what's your, now that Sean's not here, what's your real reaction, or what were you thinking at that moment when Sean said that Numenera will no longer, because I could swear you was there for that conversation, but we heard that before.
No, I wasn't. That was my first time ever hearing that, for sure. I would have remembered that. And the reason I was so shocked, and again, it's not that I thought it was good or bad, it was surprising because it's always been its own thing. It was just like, whoa, that's a surprise. And it's a good surprise. Now that we're talking about it, that's awesome. Now, again, when people say, hey, what do I need to know to play Numenera? It's like, have you played Cypher System? Well, you know how to play Numenera. It's not like, oh, you need to read through the Numenera book itself. You need to learn, all the different things inside Numenera within that specific book. Nah, now, again, if someone is enjoying Cypher System and they want to, like, another GM is offering to play, run Numenera, now all they got to do is like, hey, give me a pre-gen, I know the rules. Like, there's no, like, oh, I haven't read Numenera, will I be comfortable with this, blah, blah, blah. Now it's all Cypher. Now no one has any reason to be, like, hesitant or whatever, It's good change.
All right, Starheart Dragon asks, when has Numenera ever been a standalone setting? It's always been a standalone setting that just included the full rules. With all the other setting books, right? You can't play the game without the Cypher System core book. So if I was to go and buy the Origin right now, unless I own the Cypher core book, it's an additional purchase you have to make in order to play that setting. Numenera was, you just bought Numenera, you didn't need anything else. And Numenera is older than Cypher System. So Numenera is the original. You know what I mean? So I agree with you entirely, Al. To me, it's not a big difference. But I can see if some people will feel a certain way, because Numenera has always been the flagship. It was the originator. It is why we have a Monty Cook game. So I can see, for nostalgia purposes, why someone would be upset that Numenera is no longer the standalone, like the current Numenera that we're gonna see is no longer a standalone game.
I think
I'm not.
I think it's valid.
I can't.
We've definitely had one or two people mention that, like, hey, I'm disappointed, that it's not going to be its own thing anymore. But I think, and again, I could be wrong, I think that's going to be the minority opinion. Like, not, like, more people are going to be excited that it's a Cypher System setting book than opposed to it being a standalone. But again, you can't please everyone all the time. It's unfortunate, but it's true. But I personally think it's a good change. It's a good change.
The one thing I will say from a collector's perspective, 20 years down the line, 20, 25 years down the line, like, say MCG is still running, I mean, cross your fingers, we all hope it does, that we get another 20, 30 years of Monty Cook games. But say they still going strong, that original Numenera book is going to be a hella collector's item. Because, Discovery of Destiny, the original Numenera, the player's options book, They're never printing those things again. You're never going to see a reprint of any of those products once Numenera is no longer a standalone. So the value of those products 10 years from now, Discovery of Destiny might be a $400 or $500 book. I hate to be to get it to collector talk, but that very well may be the case.
No, it's accurate. These things are going to be sought after. The older books, I should say. Not that I I'm not a collector. Like Montague games aside, because I enjoy their stuff. But what you call it, like, I just like having that piece of history, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, if I didn't already own it, I wouldn't go to buy it. But it's nice having it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting that the price is good. I'm not suggesting the price is going to jump immediately. But, like, if you own it already and it's something that you're willing to sit on and you are like a retrader, I mean, you tend to trade and buy and sell books, those will go up in value. You know what I mean? Like, it's inevitable. Anytime something goes out of print and it's never going to be printed again, and I guarantee you, because this is always the case, there's going to be a small minority say, hey, I prefer to just use the Discovery of Destiny rules because the new Numenera is going to be based on the new rules. And you know how there's already people saying they prefer the old rules. And since it's no longer in print, those people that want to still play using the original Cypher system rules are going to be playing, wanting to have those books in good condition.
True facts. Good thing there's always PDFs.
I happen to be someone sitting on 4 copies of the Discovery of Destiny, so I'm gonna pack 3 of those away.
That's funny.
in some closet somewhere. 2 of them are in bad shape. 2 of them are in bad shape, and 2 of them are still in a wrap. Matter of fact, I have the autographed Discovery of Destiny that's still in the wrap, still wrapped up, never opened.
Nice. That could definitely be worth something later.
Same thing with the collector's edition Numenera book. Remember they like, you should have one of those, Al. Like, remember, like 10 years ago, they did the black leather-bound Numenera book before Discovery. I guarantee you that's going to be something to bank and put away.
I think I have that right here, actually. Like, quite literally.
This turned into a collector's talk, but yeah,
dusty as hell. But yeah, it's right here.
It's still in the wrap too.
No, I tend to not keep things in wrap. The only thing I have in wrap right now is the Magnus Archives signed, the collector signed one. I haven't opened this one yet.
I've never opened any of the collectors.
Oh no, I always open my shit.
No, I always open the regular version. I never
not
open
all
the
of it. I open all of it. That's gonna get opened eventually.
Yeah. Magnus Archives is such a good game.
It's cool. I definitely get in on a game.
Hey, chat. If you had an option to play Magnus Archives or All Gods of Appalachia, which one do you choose?
Well, for me, all day it's Magnus.
For those watching on YouTube as well, I really wonder.
Magnus all day. I mean, again, I'm biased because I've listened to all of Magnus, and I have not listened to Old Gods. I listened to like 2 or 3 episodes of Old Gods, but Magnus Archives had me hook, line, and sinker. That shit is so good.
No, but you know what bothers me when I hear people talk about how Magnus Archives and Old Gods are similar. They're not similar. They 2 entirely different versions, kind of horror story. Magnus Archives is X-Files meets Cthulhu, right? And Old Gods is like Sinners. It's old American West Country horror. Like they're two entirely different games.
Very.
And I've seen a couple of people like try to lump them together, and I don't think that's fair to either one of those settings.
No, they are definitely not the same. I mean, you could say they're both horror. Like that's like the similarity like kind of ends there. Like they're horror.
I think I prefer the Magnus Archive setting, but I think I could do more as a GM in the Oh God setting. It's more in my personal wheelhouse.
Makes sense. I definitely enjoyed Magnus a ton, and could definitely get into as a player, into that world.
Yeah, Dean said you could bring them together. Absolutely. But then again, you could say that about pretty much every MCG book.
Literally pick any two books, they go together.
Yeah. All right, but before we log out, this is a good exercise, Al. Chat, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I got another random question. What would be the two most difficult settings to mesh together out of all the MCG settings? I don't know the answer to this. There is no right answer to this. But personally, what would you have the most difficulty if you had to mesh two settings together?
We're all mad here, and probably. I don't know. I just think that book I would struggle with running, quite honestly. But if I were to combine it, probably Stay Alive. Even though I know I'm pretty good with horror, but like those two genres kind of feel like they would be a little hard to put together. But again, I'm not a super big like fairy tale like person, so yeah, I would struggle.
With Magnus Archives, I mean with what you call it, which was the original one you said?
We're All Mad Here, and what is it? Stay Alive.
Oh no, that's easy. Because that's fairy tale world could be converted to horror very easy.
But again, it's all from the crux of I don't know much about the fairy tale-ish genre.
Oh, okay.
Like that would be the book I would struggle to combine with any book, like the most.
Both Dean and Starheart Dragon had good ones. Dean said Title Blades and Magnus Archives. There's archivist in the title. There's a turtle archivist in the Title Blades world. And Starheart Dragon said Numenera and First Responders. I would think. I think Numenera it's ripe for a natural disaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that one would be a little easy to combine. Title Blades Magnus probably a little awkward.
But First Responders is what I first thought of too. Like, if we're using the types for First Responders, it might be hard to mesh.
Yeah, if that's the base, yeah. But yeah, let's hear your takes, audience. Leave it down below in the YouTube messages, comments, whatever. Yeah, definitely some fun mishmashes to be had, and some difficult ones too.
I do think that every mishmash you're capable of doing it with a little creativity, but there's definitely going to be some that are more difficult than others.
Definitely.
I think First Responders is a good one that is not going to fit into every setting. So I think that's a good one. And Title Blades is another one that probably won't fit into every setting. Post-apocalyptic might be something that won't fit into every setting too. Rusted Redemption.
I mean, it depends on the, because I love fucking post-apocalyptic. You could put that in anything because you just fast forward the setting, 1,000 years or whatever. Boom, now it's post-apocalyptic. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true. And you could also do when the world, like the moment it's happening, like the disaster that occurred to make it, and then like you do the opening scene as whatever setting book you're using, like say the Origin or Claim the Sky, and then the first scene is that, then you do the major catastrophe, and then the rest of the game is 100 years in the future or whatever.
It's the descendants dealing with it.
Yeah,
That's a
but
cool ass idea, actually.
yeah. I mean, that's how I would tackle it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a question for everyone. I think we had a good chat today, Al.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, I pretty much spoke about everything I want to speak about. So, chat, once again, we really need your help for Numenera. If you haven't signed up as a GM, please do. If you want to learn Numenera, this will be a great opportunity. Like we said, with almost definitely, we can almost guarantee a raffle. Hell, I'll even say this: if MCG doesn't provide something, I could pull something out of my personal collection to put in the raffle. So we'll definitely have something to raffle off. Maybe one of those Rusted Discovery and Destiny books. But yeah, we could definitely raffle something off. And there's going to be a coupon, like always with all our events. We definitely have a discount coupon code that MCG has already provided us. So yeah, and you don't have to be involved in any of the games to be eligible for the raffle or to be eligible for a coupon code. Anything else you want to throw in here, Al?
No, I think we're good. I think we're good to sign off. I'm just excited to see how Numenera Day turns out. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna turn out. I know we were having a little chat inside the Golden Ones room, being a little, we were being a little worried that we wouldn't fill up all the slots. But we were worried about CypherCon last year, and we managed doing like 95% of it. So I'm expecting the same thing. One thing about the CU community is when we get together, we get together. Like, we roll deep when we have to, and like the community all jumps in, and because we have people in the last day, hey, you need somebody to be a player, I'll hop in, and that's one of the things I always love about the CU. Everyone's ready, willing, and able, willing to help us jump in and make sure games fire off. So I'm not expecting anything less for Numenera Day.
You are 100% right on that. We had a lot of troopers, hopping into games to make sure they fired off, and we definitely appreciate that from the community. It's awesome to see that. Yeah.
And from us at the CU, I was going to cut you in, but if you like us and you like what we do, join the Cypher Unlimited Discord server for all things Monty Cook games. We have the largest fan-run Discord for everything MCG. But if Discord's not for you, join our Facebook group. Not as big as our Discord, but still great conversations being had there daily. If you find it in the kindness of your heart, give us a sub here on Twitch, or like, share, and subscribe our videos over on YouTube. We're still trying to build both platforms up, and any help you could give us on that front will be greatly appreciated. Our videos are always free, but if you want to support us financially in any way, you could give us a donation on Ko-fi or go to our online store and pick up some cool Cypher Unlimited merch like the hat and hoodie I got on. And last but not least, we love you guys.
Yep. Thank you, audience, for coming by chatting. This was a great chat. Looking forward to Numenera Day. If you're interested, definitely don't hesitate. Just to reiterate, GM signups close on the 20th, so if you have interest, definitely pick a game before then. But yeah, as usual, thank you guys, and from us at the CU, we will see you later.